Hey, what's up, everybody? This is Charles Sabansi. I want to welcome you guys to another episode of the DREAMERSPRO show. We cover everything from sports, hot topics, classic debates, entertainment, and we give you guys a fresh perspective on things and how we see them. And today we got a pretty interesting show. But before we get into it, please make sure you like the video and subscribe to the channel, and be sure to hit all notifications to be notified the second we drop our content, and check out our podcast that we have pinned below. Let me get into this topic here. So yesterday we didn't produce anything, but as the day went on, I started seeing some interesting topics that I thought maybe the audience would be interested in. If you look at the Western Conference standings right now, it's a pretty tight race towards the bottom of the conference if we're looking at the play-in tournament picture. As things currently stand, we have the Warriors at the 10th seed, the Lakers, who just won 2 games in a row, they're at the 9th seed. Then you have the Sacramento Kings, who are at the 8th seed, and you have the Phoenix Suns, who are the 7th seed. So those are the 4 teams that are going to be basically duking it out for those final 2 spots in the Western Conference. Now, if you look at the Lakers being a number 9 seed, I think that will be surprising. Why? Because the Lakers had a pretty big offseason by re-signing Austin. Let me get the players. I know they had Rui Hachimura, they had Austin Reeves, they got him back. Of course, they extended Anthony Davis. You still have LeBron. You had some other moves that the team made, plus some of the players that they had last season, and trying to build upon the chemistry and the success that they had in the playoffs, going to the Western Conference Finals against the Denver Nuggets, who ultimately won the championship. So people thought that, okay, there was going to be a carryover effect. They brought back, most of the guys that were there. They picked up a few pieces here and there. So most people thought that the Lakers had a very good offseason. Charles Barkley and many others thought that as well. And I thought that the Lakers were going to have a very good season. But for whatever reason, the Lakers find themselves in the 9th seed in the Western Conference. And they find themselves in the play-in picture, which is essentially where they were last year. Remember, the Lakers had to be in the play-in to then ultimately make it into the playoffs. So what happened? So I came across an episode from Gil's Arena, and they were talking about the most disappointing teams so far in the NBA calendar. And when it came time for Gilbert Arenas, who's a Laker fan, a LeBron guy, to basically weigh in on who he thought the most disappointing team was this season. To my surprise, he pointed in the direction of the Lakers and said that he believes that the Lakers are the most disappointing team. So for those of you who didn't hear what he had to say, I'm going to play for you now, and then we'll come back and continue. Take a listen to that.
When you look at the Lakers and Warriors, obviously both fighting for play-in, who's had the more disappointing season so far?
Us, Lakers. Because with the trades we had this summer, we thought we were supposed to be them. Not even gonna lie, we got some of them trades, and we was like, all right, we got D'Lo back, we got Woods,
yep,
right. So
Gabe Vincent.
They had us as what, top 3 in the West.
Yeah, that was the rumor.
Gabe Vincent, is he playing?
He
just got back from the practice court. He just got back.
You see when you get the Miami dudes, man,
ramping up.
They get over there.
Second one.
They get over there, man, and they work their ass off. They show us this talent, and then they come over here for vacation time.
Where's Kendrick Nunn? That man's disappeared.
Nah, he's out there in EuroLeague. Panathinaikos killing.
He disappeared.
Well, he's in where?
Greece.
He's in Greece?
Panathinaikos playing EuroLeague.
He disappeared, literally. He went from Miami, this boy should be paid, to the Lakers, to disappearing. Gabe Vincent next.
Lakers without Gabe Vincent, without Vando, cannot be overstated. Their contribution to the squad. Cam Reddish also been hurt.
Lakers is a big disappointment this year.
So you heard what Gilbert Arenas had to say. What are my thoughts on what Gilbert had to say? First of all, I think that he put forward a fair analysis. The fact of the matter is, according to most people out there, the Lakers have 2 top 10 players in LeBron James and Anthony Davis. These are the people that are arguing that these guys have 2 top 10. If you're saying that LeBron is a top 10 player and you're saying that Anthony Davis is a top 10 player, then the fact of the matter is the Lakers have they have 2 top 10 players within their roster. Now, if you look at the compilation of talent that they have, you also have to look at some of the players that they have, right? Do the Lakers have talent around LeBron James? Do they have talent around Anthony Davis? And the answer is, without a doubt, 100% yes. For example, let's look at some of the players that the Lakers have on their roster. They have Rui Hachimura, who's absolutely a player. You have Austin Reeves, who I just mentioned before. You have D'Angelo Russell, who just broke the record for the most three-pointers by a player in the history of the Lakers. They just recently picked up Spencer Dinwiddie. Now, I know some people have been kind of up and down on Cam Reddish, but they do have some other players. Gabe Vincent himself has been injured, and they have a defensive specialist who was in the lineup last year. I can't remember his name at the moment, but he's currently inactive, and he's not playing. So the Lakers have talent, right? They have talent, but for whatever reason, they have not been able to put it all together. For whatever reason, they just can't seem to formulate a formula of success, right? We recently had Paul Pierce on Undisputed talking about one of the challenges one of the things that he believes the Lakers need to look at in terms of changing is how ball dominant LeBron is, and if he's willing to share the wealth and pass the ball to other teammates, the Lakers will be able to have more success. Is there truth to that? Probably, right? He's like, LeBron shouldn't be playing all those minutes. You shouldn't be taking all of those shots. Yesterday, they won that game against the Sixers by 7 points, and it was a balanced attack. As a matter of fact, Anthony Davis led the Lakers in shot attempts. He had 16. LeBron had 15. Rui Hachimura had 10 shots. Austin Reeves had 8 shots. D'Angelo Russell had 13 shots. Spencer Dinwiddie had 8 shots. So when you look at how the offense is spread out in a game like that, obviously they're missing Joel Embiid. They were able to experience some success. To me, though, I think that ultimately there's still a lot of people, even if you think the Lakers have a bad or had a disappointing season, I think there are a lot of people out there that believe that the Lakers still have it within them to get into the playoffs and still be a very dangerous team. I've heard numerous people in media say, listen, I think this team, they can beat anybody in the Western Conference, with the exception of the Denver Nuggets. Now we'll have to wait and see if that's going to be possible. I think that the Lakers have some real tough opponents ahead of them if they make it into the playoffs, especially the teams at the top. Some people are kind of counting out the Oklahoma City Thunder because obviously they're very youthful and we don't know what this team is capable of. But looking at the West right now, you have some pretty heavy hitters. You do have the Denver Nuggets, who are the heaviest hitters of them all. You have the Dallas Mavericks, who can be very dangerous with Kyrie Irving and Luka Doncic. And Luka Doncic can give any opposing team nightmares in terms of guarding him. And then you have a guy like Kyrie Irving, if he gets loose, he can definitely embarrass you. The Minnesota Timberwolves are without Rudy Gobert at the moment. The Oklahoma City Thunder are the number 1 seed in the Western Conference. And I remember seeing them play against the Clippers. They have a very unique roster. I wouldn't just sleep on that team. Yes, youth is a factor, but hey, that could also be something that doesn't hinder them because they're like, well, we have nothing to lose. So they may just be punching above their weight class in terms of looking at players, playing against players that have more experience in them and still find a way to win. Obviously, the Clippers are there. They won two in a row. I'm waiting to just kind of get a good sense of what this Clippers team when they get to the playoffs. But I think the Clippers will be a tough out. Last year, we saw what they were able to do against the Suns in Game 1 without Paul George. So I think even if they get to the playoffs, I don't think they're any cakewalk series. I think even the Kings have been a very tough team, right? So if they were to play the Warriors, given the size advantage and how Stephen Curry cannot get a good look off of length, Stephen Curry was basically bottled up by Anthony Davis last year, so they may have a shot against them, but I don't think it's like, oh, I wouldn't be afraid. You ought to be, because there's some pretty good teams in the West. So these are my thoughts. What I want to know from you guys, what do you think about what Gilbert Arenas said? Do you think it's a fair analysis? What do you think about today's show? Whatever you guys think, please leave your thoughts in the comments, and we catch you on the next show. Peace.